You're trying hard to put me in my place, and that is why I've gotta keep running. The future is mine and it's no disgrace, 'cause in the end the past means nothing. You feel a little down today, but you ain't got much to say. Better stop there. Bit of an Oasis thing there. Hello and welcome to the United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United transfer news, and we're going to start off with Antoine Griezmann considering a move to Manchester United. Well, I say that, we're going to start off with that because that is proper news. It's from Balagay. It must be true, but we'll come back to that in a minute. First of all, I need to apologise in relation to Thomas Lemar. I've seen Thomas Lemar play a lot, but a few of you, fair play, I do read your comments, you're spot on. To say Lemar isn't good defensively is a half-truth. He's played for Monaco, they play on the counter-attack, and he actually did do a very good job backing up Mendy last season in quite a few games that I saw. And also, he has previously played as a right-back. So, not so sure about the left-back thing, but certainly as a right-back. So, Thomas Lemar, as outsider bet as I think it is, even though we're odds on to favourites to sign him if he comes to the Premier League for 55 million, he's not a total lightweight as a defender. He can do the job. He's just a little bit small at 5'7", but that don't matter. He can still do the job, and he's quick and he's skillful. But I think Martial's better. That's the end of it. I think Martial is better. Anyway, back to Antoine Griezmann. This has it will be over the press. Have a look about. Balagay is such a clown. Guillem Balagay. I'm convinced he's not Spanish and he's really Steve from Essex and he just goes on the telly and puts a Spanish accent on. Because he really does get so much wrong. But what he's come out and said about Griezmann is that Griezmann is considering a move to Manchester United next summer. I mean, breaking news, but there is a bit more to it. So he's basically... Obviously, Rooney, ex-Manchester United, put Fraudiola back in his box the other night, and they were robbed, really, of getting all 3 points. So that sort of sparks Balagay because he spends most of his time up the crevice of Pep Guardiola. So crevice. Oh dear. Anyway, so okay, I digress. And so he would have been feeling a little bit raw anyway, because City have not had the start to the season that he predicted, and Guardiola is not this great mythical manager. He is a myth, but he's certainly not a mythical manager. Maybe he is, I've got that wrong. Anyway, he's not this great manager that Balagay thinks. So he's got to come back with something against negative about United. So he said about Griezmann, he'd consider a move to Manchester United next summer. He did consider it this summer, but he didn't want to drop Atletico Madrid in it. And Atletico Madrid are already in the Champions League and are already a great club, so he doesn't need to come to United. I mean, what he's basically trying to say is that Atletico Madrid are a bigger club than Manchester United. Get out, sit down, take the L and walk away, because that is just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Manchester United are at least 50 times bigger than Atletico Madrid. We're huge compared to them. Simeone's done a good job at Atletico Madrid, but they're nowhere near the sort of club that we are. And also, we won the Europa League and we're in the Champions League. So there is no comparison about wearing number 7 for Manchester United or staying at Atletico Madrid. It really is. It really is like getting up in the morning, you're going into the office, you open up your garage, there's a spanking new red Ferrari there, Manchester United, and an old Ford Astra. That would be a miracle because it's a Vauxhall Astra. And you think you'll take the Astra to work. Look, the Astra is Atletico Madrid, the Ferrari is Manchester United. It's a fact. I know I slated PSG yesterday and Atletico Madrid are getting a bit today, but it's true. And I don't feel any guilt or empathy with Atletico Madrid because they cheated and they got a ban. End of the story. If United cheat and we get a ban, we'll have to take it. But they cheated. So Griezmann to Manchester United is being mentioned today, but it's impossible. It's impossible that it'll happen this transfer window for many reasons. Maybe it'll happen next summer. Up for debate, isn't it? Would you want him? Get comments in below. In fact, we'll do a poll. Poll in the top right-hand corner. Would you want Griezmann at Manchester United next summer? Or do you think we should be looking at other targets, considering it'll be the World Cup next summer and there'll probably be 2 or 3 other young players coming through as the next big thing? Maybe get Draxler this summer. Can we get Draxler this summer? Maybe. Could we get Lemar? Maybe. Perisic? Did I just say that? I think I'm banned from saying Perisic. But yeah, I'd like Perisic at United as well. But we're running out of time. It's nearly a week until the end of the transfer window. Nothing big can happen now because the thing about your Bales, your Griezmanns and everything like that, as I've said before, the Griezmann deal was being worked on for months. There would have been all sorts of advertising around it and United would have wanted to maximise that. The only sort of deal we're going to get done now is your sort of Auriers, your Barclays, your Renato Sanchez, maybe your Perisic, maybe your Lamar, maybe your Draxler, but not big deals, as much as I'd love to be proved wrong. But talking about a big deal, this is the Champions. I'm well out of tune. It's been a while since we were in it. It's been over a year. So, Manchester United Champions League draw tomorrow. What I thought you might be interested in, because I was looking at this morning, is who we could get in the Champions League draw tomorrow at 5 o'clock. So in pot 1, I don't know how they've changed it, but Chelsea are in there. Don't know why they're in there. Real Madrid are in there. So who could we get from pot 1? Because we're in pot 2. So this is like the favourites that come out first. We could get Real Madrid. We could get Bayern Munich. We can't get Chelsea. So we could get Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Juventus, Benfica, Monaco, Spartak Moscow or Shakhtar Donetsk. So I'd be happy with Benfica, Monaco, Spartak Moscow or Shakhtar Donetsk. Pot 2 is us. So we're in there. We can't have anybody from there, but we will avoid Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, PSG, Borussia Dortmund, Sevilla and Porto. City are in the same one. So we can't get Barcelona, PSG, Atletico Madrid, Dortmund. Pot 3, we could get Napoli, Basel, Olympiacos, Anderlecht, Roma or Besiktas. And pot 4, depends on a lot of the second legs really, but they're all rubbish. Apart from RP Leipzig are okay. But Maribor, Feyenoord, Apol Nicosia, Sporting Lisbon, Copenhagen, CSK Moscow and Celtic. You'd want to avoid Moscow because of the travelling. But the best case scenario group for us is probably going to be Spartak Moscow, Anderlecht, Maribor. Well, no, it's not. Spartak Moscow, Shakhtar Donetsk, they're both quite a challenge in relation to... you know what? I'm going to do it myself. I think the best draw for us is Benfica. Don't really rate them. We can't get Porto because they're both Portuguese. So, actually, Benfica, Anderlecht, no, Basel, and Maribor. No, we won't get them because they're Portuguese as well. Apol Nicosia, Celtic. At the end of the day, we should get through the group stage. But the reason I wanted to mention that is because I think people are forgetting this. I saw Herrera training the other day and he looks really happy despite he's not played any games. Because he's not stupid. Like, we're not stupid. This first 3 games of the season is brilliant. But it's sort of like a starter. Because the real season, as I've said loads of times this week, starts after the international break. What happens then? We'll have a League Cup game. We'll have midweek Champions League games. And we'll have Premier League games. None of this 1 game a week stuff we've got at the moment. It's going to be thick and fast. So your wider squad, your Herreras, your Pereiras, they're going to be playing. So I can't wait for it. And this is why I want us to sign a couple more players. Because as we were asked on the show last night with Rodney, if you've not seen it, make sure you watch that. It was a brilliant show. Somebody asked, can we win the treble? We can't win the treble with this squad. It's not big enough. We do need a couple more signings if we're going to go for the treble. But I don't think the treble is possible anyway. I think it was a one-off. But... It's going to be very interesting after this international break. What we need to do is just beat Leicester, 9 points, go into the international break, come back, and it's going to get interesting. Really excited about it. Get commenting below. Give us your poll answer in relation to Griezmann. I think, I love Griezmann, but maybe in a year's time he's missed the boat and he's 27, approaching 28. Maybe we should be looking for somebody else. I don't know. I'm just saying it. Thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you all soon. Oh, actually... Speak to you tonight at 8 o'clock. It's our Manchester United versus Leicester preview. Can't wait for that. Don't have to talk about transfers, tactics, all sorts going on. The yellow pen will be out. Join us at 8 o'clock. Thanks for watching.